go.
Fuck!
Welcome to the dojo.
Okay.
It's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo. I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what ideally, ratings what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the app sickness, daily practices rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for elo farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis with lengthy game analysis. With sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be.
All right, my friends, we are back on the ChessDojo graduate show. You might have heard me drop an F-bomb. I was very upset. I was very upset with the stupid technology that we got going on, yelling at people. How come this? How come that? Boomer has grief. No one helps him. That was my situation, dude. That's all too familiar. In any case, I fixed it, and Sweet Blues heard it. They probably clipped it. They're like, F, God damn. But in any case, I think we've solved the immediate grief. And let's just start our show. It shouldn't be that hard of a lift. It's still 27. 27 is a lot. Last couple of weeks, we've had 30-some, and that had just crushed me. My eyes started to bleed, and I made it into 2 days. I might still make it 2 days. In any case, here we go. This is Veil Tactics. Looks like new to the program. They are in the wrong cohort, though, right there. So the first thing we want to do at Veil Tactics is to get you in the right cohort. It's very typical to be in the wrong cohort at the beginning. You do not have to start at the beginning. You start where you belong. So you should be in the 600 to 800 cohort. Okay, so here we go. Next up, we have, I don't know how to pronounce this one. They have joined, very active so far. This looks great. This is what we want to see. So they have graduated to 384, and really they haven't quite, well, I think they made it and then they fell. That's what happened. So we're still going to count it. That sometimes happens. I don't know. I want to call him Zeus. I want to call him Zeus. We still have not fixed this My Games thing. It's killing me. In fact, cry. We got to put on the list of My Games still not fixed. We just make a list. This is pretty annoying for people watching, but part of the grad show is me learning what the interface looks like for different people. So, welcome to the dojo, Luz, and hopefully get your games and some other stuff going soon. It's totally understandable if you don't have that yet. You just joined. Now we got Ned Stark's Ghost. 2 months in, and I'm really enjoying the dojo program in Discord. Most helpful has been playing 30-0 games regularly with post-game analysis, working through FCW and programming ones to improve tactical and board vision. This is being reflected more in the blunder games where I'm finding hanging pieces, as well as good tactical finds to give me winning positions. That's beautiful. And you can see the man 43. That's not chump change in terms of work. So, in his 30s from the UK, this is really great. Long term, he wants to reach 1,500. Beautiful. Okay. So there you go, 430. Nice gains right there. He's got a high tactics rating. We anticipate, therefore, maybe he's going to go up again soon. Well, that's a nice work. Clubs. Oh, he's in all kinds. Chess in Wales. We got 10 people in Wales. I kind of want to go back to Wales. I played a tournament there. Let's call it 1993. 1993. Okay, games. Boom. All right, beautiful. This is Ned Stark's Ghost. And what we're going to do is look first at the time graph. Oh, very professional time graph here. Look at that bad boy. So very nice. Now, one of the things I want to stress is that our time management rating, I don't know how well it works at this lowest. This is the lowest we allow it to go. And mostly I want to stress with this is we are at this level looking for people who are moving too fast. That's the general mistake we see at this level, which you do not have. But with a 30-minute game, probably by move 33, you should have a little bit more left than that. But in any case, I think it's a good sign for you, Ned Stark, that you are a thinker. That's one of the three things that people under 1,000 need to accomplish. A skill they need to learn. Sounds easy. For some it is. For some it is not. Weird. Of course, you should castle or develop a piece instead. Okay. Little weird. Now, one of the things that's interesting about what you're doing is it feels very much like this is something you've learned, which, you don't want to be doing openings at this level, and it's very highfalutin. And now that you've got here, you don't quite know what to do. You've learned the kind of setup. So the normal thing here would be to play rook e1, knight f1, and then you got to fix the knight. But the knight is not fixed when we go to b3. Another fancy move that I don't want you actually making at this level is bishop b3 to get out of the way of like knight a5 and stuff. But that is too fancy for where you're at. Your games are going to be decided on people hanging stuff. In any case, the knight does not belong on b3. He should move bishop b6. He does not. Interesting. Okay. e1. Okay. Could black win a pawn with h6 now? That's our question. He doesn't care. Or he might care. He might care. He's just not going to bother with it. Okay. Interesting position. Rook c1. And so this is what we're saying. We got to worry about the blunders here. Rook d8. e6, very nice move, I think. I'm not sure, actually. So he plays queen c8. But if he plays fe, isn't that a problem for us? Because he gets to then take the bishop. It would be very complicated, honestly. It might go like this. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's bad for us. He gets that big old bad boy right there. Okay, so that was clever but not correct. It better would have been just going back. Thank you. And now queen h5 might win. We're about to find out. Knight e6. Well, I don't know. I think knight takes f4 is a big question here. He goes here. And now I think he's doing fine. Now, he says he's a bit tilted. Now, the problem with queen e8, looks winning, but he can just play rook f8. Okay. Poor move. Isn't that a poor move? Because can't we play king h1? Okay, just king h1. Oh, I don't know. Now no one knows what's going on. Now no one knows I am scared. King f3, that isn't it. What? What is he doing? What is he doing? King h2, take the queen. Take the queen. No one knows. Oh, that was a bad one. So here you're really in deep time pressure. Okay, so let's talk about the basics. This applies for everybody under 2,000. Okay, sorry about that. It is the wrong format. It was because I dropped the F-bombs earlier. That's because I dropped the F-bombs earlier. Sorry about that. Let's go over here, game review. And I always have to fix it. Thank you for telling me. I always gotta fix it. This is Ned Stark's ghost over here. Sorry about that. And the point is, we're basically done here. But the point is that There are three things to learn for the under 1000s. The most important is not hanging your stuff. We saw in this game that was the decisive factor. And that is what's decisive. Then, number two, uses of time. Very odd, very rare to see players like at this level using all of their time. So that's a good thing for Ned Stark's Ghost, even if that's what cost him the game. And then third, we are talking about development, right? We want you to develop your pieces. So learning fancy openings like you did doesn't help. Like just in general, I want you to castle. I want you to play knight c3, move this bishop somewhere. One of those moves is what I want at this level, okay? All right, beautiful stuff. Congratulations on the progression, the graduation. And we'll go back to enjoy chess 2. Enjoy chess 2. I'm gonna guess just joined, doesn't have anything much going on. Wrong cohort though. But I'm happy that Enjoy Chess 2 is here. I like the name. And we'll go back. Next up, we got Charlie. Charlie, it seems like this is all a little bit off, huh? Boom. So you can see my beautiful face. Charlie 123. I remember Charlie 123. Look at this guy. He's flying up. But it's weird because he must have just come back. So if we pop this out, it's weird. It's, he had been here before, but he's not. I don't know what's going on with Charlie 123. Not a lot of people know what's going on with Charlie 123. So Charlie 123, I know you'd been here before, probably rejoined. We need to see some games, and I know you're doing more than what you're showing here. Okay. Next up, we have Greg for 1000. The most helpful part for me has been how easy it's been to review games. I've never done this before, but found it extremely helpful. I notice a lot of patterns in how I play, mostly bad ones. It's helped me to catch myself before making the same mistakes again. It's also shown me that I need to slow down and then go a bit slower. Correct. I also really appreciate the structure each week. I wanted to be better at chess for years and was getting there a few years ago, but never really studied. I spent more time looking at openings and crazy gambits to win games as opposed to actually understanding how to play. So this has been great so far. All right, Greg, that's great. Always good to be in the dojo on a Wednesday. That's right. That's right. I hope somebody's watching. Somebody's at least watching. Okay, so Greg for 1000. He suffered a little bit recently. We don't quite know what's going on there. But you can see it's just, he's been just, what's going on? He joined very recently, so we're hoping probably nothing here. New England and Boston, okay. Oh, he's got loads of games. How he had so many games in such a short period of time, I don't know, but here we go. So first, we're going to go here, and I sometimes forget to, it's a 10-minute game. We don't want that. Let's go over here. Are they all 10-minute games? Uh-oh. So, Greg for 1000, it's okay to put 10-minute games in here, but they're not part of the program, right? Okay, and look at this. Greg for 1000, you said it yourself, but look at what's going on. You're playing a 10-minute games, and in none of these games are you using even half your time. Okay? Just that alone will get you to the next level. Jepper is signed up to the round robin. It's beautiful. Okay. Next up, we got Fitzy. Fitzy has graduated a number of times here. 25-year-old Canadian living in Wales. He's married. Dang, these people starting young. Joined the White Nuts Chess Club back in December and was around 300 rated on Chess.com. I hardly knew how the pieces moved in the beginning and have slowly been climbing the ladder ever since. This is really cool. So I just want to say, one of my ambitions, the other people at the dojo don't care as much. It's me. One of my main ambitions is I want there to be clubs out there like the White Knights, and for it to be a situation where they can get rewarded, the cheaper memberships, the more people they get. But most importantly, if they can see themselves on a leaderboard. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Actually, let's look clubs. They got 7 people. And here we go. There's Fitzy and Laro Monet. He's the one who founded it, I believe. Look at that. He's really working. So if you have a club like this, the beautiful thing is you can kind of see who's working, where they're at. You can go look to see if there's activities you could do with them, right? And it's also a cool social thing. You might also be from a city and join a club, or even be in a club and not realize who the other people are that are also in the dojo. So this is a really cool thing we got going on. This club is, I imagine it's a small chess community where they are, but this club has been slowly growing, and I'm all about it. Okay, let's go back. This is Fitzy, and I think Fitzy's got some games. These are ancient games, though. These are ancient. Yeah. So Fitzy, we would like newer games to review. He has done a lot, but they're all pretty old. So Fitzy, hopefully we'll see you again soon, graduating. You got a great story. You're still a young man, so we expect quick progress. Robo76. Now, technically, Robo didn't make it, but he's close enough. Joined very recently. And let's go look. He's in the French. Okay, I kind of like Robo as a name. And he's got some games. This one was uploaded pretty recently. So, what kind of time situation? Oh. So, you can tell, well, actually, for a second, I thought it was just terrible. But it's a short game. And actually, they have pretty high time management rating. So, I take my first visual impression back. Okay, so we're going to go game review. This. And just check in. All right, here we go. We'll just say it's a little weird. Good move. Good move. Poor move. Yeah. So when you, well, actually, what am I saying? It's not a poor move. Visually, it was a poor move because you'd have to take the knight. But if you can win the pawn, yes, that was a good move. And I think what you mean is black has a clear advantage. So you say, thank you very much. Okay. Notice he's losing time. Good move. Unnecessary. You're losing time. So knight c6 would be a good move. What is he doing? He's losing time. And now you have a win with knight c5. Bam. And one of the things I want to stress here is that one of the main reasons that development is one of the key things to learn is your opponents won't develop. And then when they don't, that's when we should expect to find things like this. Now, your position is amazing. Maybe they got to take on e4. That wasn't it. And notice that if you had done the other one, then they can't defend the bishop. But I think he's toast here too. Queen d5. You could play c6, knocking the queen away, and then take the bishop. This is usually what we call crispy critters. Very nice. That was weird though. Oh, it wasn't just weird. That was amazing. Look at this. He deflected the knight and whack. That's what you get, buddy. That's what you get. Okay, that was great. That was a beautiful thing. So there's a lot about that I like that has to do with the dojo. We had good time usage. We developed our pieces. Our opponent did not. And then we took advantage of it tactically. And there's so many, you should have game after game that kind of follows that template. Okay, beautiful. Next up, we got D. Russ. Let's go change the template. I debated waiting to graduate as my rating is liable to drop below 1050 again, but I have completed most of the tasks and material from this cohort. So, whilst my skill might be slightly lower than others in the next cohort, I am looking forward to challenging myself further. Okay, good. Now, one of the things we want to say is that you shouldn't be concerned about how many tasks you finish. It is really about your rating. Once you get to that rating, the material is there to get you to the next level. Okay? He's done a lot of puzzles, but only decided to start playing proper games again recently. Beautiful. Okay, so he is doing great. 831. Clubs, the UK. We got a lot of UK coming on today. And here we go. 1025. Boom. And boom. We don't have times. Remember, you can, when you export it from Lichess or Chess.com, just make sure that you get the timestamps when you do so. All right, so game review. Boomsa, boomsa. All right, here we go. Fine. 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 Beautiful. You're doing great. You're doing great. It's okay. A little weird. But you're still doing okay. You're doing okay. Good move. And now, probably not great. At my level, I've been finding that if I play solid moves and wait for a mistake to happen, then it often does, which is exactly what happened here. Totally correct. Totally correct. They will blunder. You know, you do not need, when you're going up to Dojo 1000, which is Chess.com 1250, you do not need to do anything fancy. You need to take the free stuff and not hang stuff yourself. That is the main feature. So bam, very good. Very good. Fine. A little weird, but you know, you're crushing him here. Oh, look at you. Good moves. And now, again, he's the one hanging all his coconuts. Yeah. Easy chess. No need to be freaky here. Look at this. You're going to mate him or something. Dang. That is vicious. Jeez, Malise, Mr. Bambies. Taking all this stuff. Okay, that was a great game. And you might say to yourself, oh, well, that was an easy game. And to a certain extent, it's true. But when you are imagining, let's go back to your profile. When you're imagining making it to 1,000, and first to 1,000, games like that are your bread and butter. Because they will hang stuff, and all you have to do is methodically close it out with care, right? And it sounds easy, but I want to stress the ability to see which pieces are controlling which squares is a key skill, and that's the main skill that's necessary for the under 1250 Chess.com under 1000 dojo cohorts. I think I need to follow him. Let's give him a follow. There's a new follow feature, and I haven't. I used to follow everyone just automatically, and now it's a little different, so I haven't been doing it. All right, now we got Nat 20. So here's Nat 20. Joined a long time ago, but only recently maybe came back. So they're at 872. No clubs. Do we got some games? Nothing. So Nat 20. You know what you have to do. All right. That's right, George Hornsby. Now we got Adam Riley Parker. Doesn't tell us anything. Looks like he did a little work, took a break. Now he's back. 838, beautiful. He has graduated a number of times already. Let's see what's going on. Chicago. There we go. And then my games. Nothing. Well, Adam, we want some games, bro. We want some games. Next up, we got Bernie. Is it Bernie Madoff or Bernie Sanders? Here we go, Bernie. 900 to 1,000. That chess you can tell he's active almost every day. He's going up and down. All right. So he's not marking his stuff. Does he have clubs? Nothing. Does he have some games? Nothing. Well, maybe this is going to be a quicker show today. We don't have too many people with games. 6, 7. 6 sevens and a movie. I got kids, bro, and 6, 7, I'll tell you. It's on. It's on with 6, 7. 6, 7 just joined. They got a very high ChessCom rating. No games, though. Welcome, 6, 7. 6, 7. America SB, let's go. Also joined fairly recently. Did a lot of work and then kind of cooled it out. When he was doing that work, he was graduating a bunch. Maybe he just wasn't logging his business for October. I don't know. He has gone up, though, 307 points. That's no chump change. Not Bernie Madoff. That ELO graph is getting good returns. Yeah, yes, indeed. Well, Bernie Madoff, he showed good returns before he didn't. All right, this is from a ways back, but we're going to check it out here. This is America SB. Now, did I already cut? Oh, this is not annotated, so we're not going to look at it. Take a quick look at the time graph. People moving too fast. Yeah, we would love for you to do a longer game where you take the annotations. So that's America SB. All right, now we got Knockinator. The Knockinator. Oh, man. We look at this, what happened, too. We have been flying up here. We're already past the 1,000s. So that's a cool thing. Now, let me just say, we're into players now, totally different quality. So I would say now, what you're going to find is players are not going to be hanging pieces so easily anymore. And they'll still do it a little bit, but it's not nearly going to happen as much anymore. And now, when you think about winning the game, it will be usually with tempo, because your opponents, although they can not hang their pieces pretty good now, they're generally awful with respect to time. Not time, clock time, though sometimes that's also the case, but developing and keeping their pieces active. See a lot of superficial threats at this level, and that's how you can win. All right, here we go. This is Knockinator. No games, Knockinator. Oh, it's going to be a short day for me. Next up, also in the same cohort, we have Johann Heinrich. And he's got a pretty cool, I like that little emoji thing he's got going on. 1123. Doing some good tactics work. And so, let's see here. Got a strong tactics rating. Ostdeutschland. And now, my games. We got a game here. This is from a ways back. Maybe I've even covered it already. Let's see here. No, I haven't covered this. So let's go look. This is time management rating. And you can see that Johann Heinrich did significantly better than his opponent here. Wilkrang, thank you for subscribing. So we got some questions on YouTube. What if I'm 700 ELO? Is there a way I can get some help to improve for free trial and then see if I like it? You can totally go on and get we call it the free tier. You can go check it out. There's a lot of people on the free tier. And, as an example, I'm only going over profiles that are paying profiles, but you can definitely get a lot of value out of the free tier. Next question from Yakim. Joined the dojo a few weeks ago, enjoying it. Managed an OTB draw last night with a player several hundred points above, so I think it's already starting to work. Well, good to hear. Great. Mad Monk, thank you for subscribing. Okay. All right, beautiful. Let's get to this game. And as you see, our hero did much better with the time than his opponent. That's what we want to see at the dojo. So, fine. 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 We got all kinds of people subscribing. Mad Monk, just subscribe. Now, somebody is gifting subs. That's what I think is going on. I think somebody's gifting some subs, which is great. Feels like we had a lot of that at the beginning of our Twitch journey, and then we haven't had it a lot recently. Now, what I want to say about this is I love what you're talking about with F4 here. And one thing about this position is you are playing deeply theoretical chess. This is how we used to play against the Najdorf in the 80s, even 90s. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. This one's pretty funky, though. And the reason is it's not clear yet your rook is going to be able to swing. And more importantly, I think knight g4 would really mess with you because it would be hard for you to deal with this diagonal after he knocks your dark square bishop. Okay. So this position, you can do all kinds of things. The standard move, which is not easy to know about or to do, would be queen e1 to g3. And there you're setting up an attack with maybe f5 and bishop h6. You're just kind of developing the queen as well. All right, rook f3, b5. Rook g3. It's dangerous what you're doing. Bishop b7, and now you play bishop f3. I think you should strongly consider f5 here. Right, because once we do this, then he's going to get a full developing move, and now you play here. Okay. Now, ideally, he doesn't want to play e5, but we understand it. So, e5. Let's give you, this is a good variation. Snip, snop. And the question is he in trouble? I think he's in trouble. So great variation. Yeah. And by the way, this whole setup is kind of geared for you to play f5. You saw with queen e1, g3 that we were ready to do it there. Okay. And now you played knight d5. And right, good point. Now bishop h6, you have to worry about bishop f8. Bummer. Okay. We are in trouble now. His knight's amazing. Oh, well, I was about to say his knight was amazing with knight e5. There is no reason for him to play h5. Now, you say bishop h3 is forced, but why can't you take the pawn? Oh, because the queen, queen's not touching it, Cry. That's why. I don't like h5, though. He's asking too much of the position. Rook h5. Good move. Good move. I don't like that. So, basically, he got obsessed with trying to trap your rook and is now weakening everything. So you play queen g4. I think a simple move is just rook h6 followed by knight c6 or knight e6. Queen g4, you kind of allow him to do that. And then you said knight f5. Dang. Dang. That's a hell of a move, exclamation. And what that means is he needed to play king h8. I want to say that's a really nice move. So I'm surprised you don't have variation, but I guess your intention is this, this and this, which looks beautiful. Okay, so king h8, 97, now we're just mopping up. Sure, you could have taken on c8. That's not it. Thank you very much. Check the miserable king. Oh, look at that. Dastardly. Queen e8. Dang. So, very nice game. And Johan, I want to say I feel like there are several things about that game where I feel like were indicative of you progressing fast. One, you got to by just playing natural moves, you reached theory. And one of the things I just want to say is if you don't know what the theory is, if you develop your pieces, you're probably going to do it. You're probably going to get there, right? And rook f3 is maybe, I would say, an example of miscoordination. Your opponent doesn't get it, though. And you're able to start an initiative with f5. And this is a great variation here, too, with bishop h6. So well done. Yeah. And, you know, when things go wrong in the Sicilian for white, it kind of will look like this position here, where, you know, your pieces are all funky, right? Okay. Beautiful stuff. Fantasy JK says, best book for middle game plans. What I will say, actually, for that is if we go here, material, and we go books, I'm going to copy paste this here. And this is in the YouTube questions. I'll put in the YouTube chat. That is our recommended books by level, because, you know, there's levels to these things. All right, beautiful stuff. Let's get out of here. Go back to this. And now we got N best. What does N best say? Nothing. He doesn't say anything. All right, N best. Oh, we got a lot of people who just joined this week, which is a good thing. N best has been flying up there. He's already graduating a number of times. Clubs. South Africa. We got 6 people in South Africa. That's cool. So, NBest just joined at the beginning of the month. NBest, time to put some games in there, bud. Time to put some games in. Okay, so next up we have Pearl. Easy to navigate and slowly building concepts for each rating instead of TMI being given to me at once. Too much information. Took me a second, but I got it. I said pair, but I think it's Pearl, but I think it's pair. All right, so here we go. Chess enjoyer and introvert. We're up to 1,200 now. Joined just this year. Hasn't marked much. We do have some games. Nothing. Oh. There's some rapid games. I don't know. Oh, they're not there yet. So, pair, I understand. You just joined. I would say a good ambition would be to go over some games with the thought that, hey, if I go over some games, Cry says I have good chances of making it to the next level, which I think is true. All right, somebody says I skipped Lorenzo. Oh, here we go. Thank you very much. So Lorenzo says, I was skeptical about Chessable, but the course on counting tempi is pure gold. Oh, that was the one I did. By the way, so let me just say something about that. I want to stress something. Once you're past 1,000, okay, I said it already, but the reason I created the course was people are not sensitive. Your opponents at this level are not sensitive to the loss of time. So you will be given multiple opportunities to take advantage of that circumstance. And then the course is just about, hey, let's train positions all from dojo games where somebody gave the other person a bunch of time. How do we deal with it? I feel like I'm improving a lot by trying to apply it to my games and analysis, even though I am reading it slowly. We'll complement it with the Elite Chess study on Morphe. Shout out to Nose who created that thing. I just wanted to say that I hope that there will be a similar insightful course on the famous third dimension of the game, quality of the position, piece activity, piece harmony, beautiful squares for our pieces, fixing bad pieces, dominated knights, and so on. But I'm a believer now, and the Jesseisms seem to stick in my mind. Beautiful. So I did a first course I did an openings course for Chessable, and then I did one called It's About Time. And I wanted the second one to be called Time to Do What? But they called it Mastering Time in Chess. And the idea was to like slowly get from beginner to intermediate. And then the next one would be exactly something like that. When I pitched it to them, they weren't that excited. And honestly, it was just so much work dealing with them to create a course. Oh my God. It's a lot of work to do a Chessable course. All right, here we go. This is Lorenzo. He into the end game. He's at 1150. He's doing pretty good. You can see he's been at it for a while. Gained 215 points on a slow and steady climb. In Swiss and Italian. Okay. Now we got games. Let's go my games. And now this is a fairly recent one. Boom. And do we have a clock? We do. All right. So this is a 45 plus 30. As I say in every show, the part of the challenge of getting to be a better chess player is learning to think for longer periods of time. And I always like it when the dojo is playing some chump and they don't know how to think and we use our time. So even if they are more talented than us, we will have significant chances to beat them because they're not thinking about it. All right, game review. All right, here we go. So far, so good. Okay. Boom, boom. He says, after this capture, I have a considerable time advantage. Okay. Okay. And it's a little hard to know where white should go. He plays bishop d3. He says the pawn on e4 blocks the bit's vision. The pawn cannot advance. And he likes bishop e2 better. And now he likes bishop e6 and calls knight g6 a mistake. Okay. The problem with moving the knight is that this knight has this square. So if you're imagining this position just in terms of dynamics, the question is going to be, well, does white have some compensation for his lack of time in the good knight? At least it's keeping black honest over here and the strong central pawn. That would be the argument. So I love bishop e6. I think that's great. We're just developing covering d5. Now we've lost a little time. Good move, though. Good. Now you played that well. And now a frisky move, queen g5. Now, you talk about bishop e6 here, but I don't think so, because he could play f4 and then f5, and then we don't like the position, right? Yeah, maybe we could survive. I have an idea for your survival. Maybe like this. And then you're just barely hanging on. I'm still nervous about this. Okay. So, queen g5, frisky. No, that's okay. We're not worried about that. And now knight h4. He calls it a double question mark. It's hard for me to call it a double question mark. Double question mark would be like the end of the game or something. Knight h4 might just be a mistake. Yeah. Okay. Good move by your opponent. You might be a little worse here. Huh? Maybe knight c4 should be looked at. Good move. d7. Now, what we should say is here, if you're going to lose the pawn, this is just throwing away a tempo. So instead, play like king f8, right? That at least does something. Then he'll take the pawn, and then our king will become active. Okay, so, Cry, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Okay, so here we go. Rook d7, loss of time. Remember what I said about time. All right, bishop b3. That's so poor, also losing time. What should he do, by the way? Almost certainly f4. Take away the e5 square from your knight. Okay. I don't know why he's not playing f4. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that either. h6, yeah. Now, did you miss bishop h7? I don't know why else we would let him take there. This is a good variation to analyze because you might be in the realm of drawing here. You might be close to being able to draw. I don't know. King e3 is still going to be hard. No, it's still going to be difficult. But in any case, you have some chances. Here, I think we're just totally toast. Snippos. Hippos. King e3. Okay. And now he needs to organize f4. Yep. Okay. So, it's sad. It's sad when we lose. But we didn't lose. What? By the way, I have no idea what happened here, but I can tell you that if this guy White had used his time, let's look back at it. If he had used his time, of course he's going to win. Of course he's going to win. But he's got 30 seconds to move. You can see at the end there, he's not thinking at all. And he ends up not winning this game. We'll fly through it. I don't know how you didn't win this game. Oh, we put his pawns on light squares. That was the first mistake. Oh, that was a good move. King h8, exclam. Well, that's great. It's kind of like a bishops of opposite color, because when he put his pawns on the light squares, you were able to blockade him. So, you know, yeah, you have, as long as there's no way for him to zugzwang you off of f6, you're going to hold this thing. So that was amazing. That was great. I thought it was over. It was too. But I was willing to give it up. You weren't willing to give it up. So that's a beautiful thing. Okay, next up, we got Christoffel Verlinden. Another step in the right direction. I played 30-30 classical in the round robin for the first time, had a blast. Sadly, almost didn't gain any rating from them because most of my opponents were playing on a much lower rated account. Nevertheless, it was still great practice. So 1450 reflects rather my 10-minute rapid. Planning at looking at those games with someone higher rating in the next cohort. Last game was Blunderfest. During the game and analysis, I overcomplicate things, I guess. Also want to be more consistent in my work and hone my thought process. All right, let's go check out Christoffel Verlinden. So, 1204. A group with a shaman outcompetes groups without one. That's one of those sayings that could be interpreted in a variety of different ways. But I kind of like, am I a shaman? Would I be the shaman of the dojo? Or one of the shamans? The shaman of the dojo. All right, 1204. Looking good, Christoffel. And here we go. Oh, he played Skier Brian. Now, Skier Brian is a famous dojoer. And let's get into it here. So I'm pretty sure this is the dojo round robin game he's talking about. Great. Now you can see there's the time management. We might come back to this position once we see what happened on move 20. Is the game over, for example, on move 20? Because these people stopped thinking. There's a variety of things I could say about that, but we're going to look at the game situation first when we get there. All right. Game review. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Fine. Fine. Now, white's a little bit better here. But you are solid. I don't know about e5. And that's yeah, actually, the more I look at e5, it's a little bit hard for you to deal with. Yeah, okay, e5 is a good move. So he is opening you up before you have fixed development. And here, it's already a little weird. Maybe you got to do something. No, it's already... Interestingly, it's already a little difficult. Maybe queen e7 is what you got to do. Good move by white. Snip, snop. I think we're probably toast here. Check, and then we blunder this. We got to play king f8. Oh. Skier Brian don't play. He don't play. And this is where you're talking about why the player is moving so fast. Skier Brian's playing a great game here. Yeah, simple, good chess. Dang, that was mean. Now, rook d6 is fine, but I think rook e7 is a little bit more clinical because he can't survive the pawn endgame. And then you gotta let us take on b7 and have the 7th. But of course, this is also entirely winning. Uh-oh. Skier Brian, buddy. Okay. Now it's time for the what do we call it? The lecture. All right. So we're gonna go back here to this one and show you what happened here. Both players had stopped thinking on move 20. Now, was white incredibly winning? Yeah, he was. He was. But all he has to do is slow down, and he's going to win this game. Right? His last move was played with, just a couple seconds. Oh, and then that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's what you get. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's not even tactical awareness. It's you slowing down. Good chess. Good chess. Resigns. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Well done. Okay. So, Skier Brian, come on, buddy. I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll be right back. So, boom.
Welcome
to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he's got more follows than my boy Eric Geisy. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that he hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truong. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 all accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, brought and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the app sickness, daily practices rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for elo farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis. With lengthy game analysis, with sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweak and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the...
All right, my friends, we are back. Back at the dojo. And we got some serious customers coming up here to finish off today's show. A lot of these guys have really been working at it. David Rockcliffe, however, is new to the dojo. He's just trying to improve. He is crushing it. 1264 clubs. He's in the UK dojo. Games. Let's see what we got. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. So this is going to be a 45 plus 15. Okay. And this is what we're talking about. These people moving way too fast. This is why we created this time management rating. Okay, so here we go. Game review. I'm going to spend more time looking at this game than they did playing it. Generally, we'd say this is a mistake, knight f6, because after CD, it's hard to hold the center together. There is one fancy thing black could do after that, but generally, when they play that move order, they don't know what's happening. So now we're going to transpose some more normalish stuff. No, I don't know about queen a5. Probably a good move. a4, probably a good move. e3. Okay. Now notice you're about to play knight e4. So if you want to play knight e4, just do it and your pawn's protected. You don't need e3. And that's a blunder. Right, and you noted here with bishop h7, this is a very standard trick, you could call it, I guess. But when these two guys are soft, that is your clue to start looking for things like this note here with bishop h7, queen h5, snip, snap, boom. And knight f3, is that the move? Maybe knight f3 is the move. Maybe knight f3 is the move. Okay. When you say you can't believe you didn't see this, I think you should definitely consider here, but the backwards move, knight f3, understanding that that is winning. I don't know. That's a little advanced, dude. That's a little advanced. Okay. So, let's go back to the game. Queen f3. Now you still end up getting a very nice advantage. I would call this a winning position. I like pawn takes better. Good move. Good move. and he decides, I've had enough. I've had enough. He should play on a couple more moves. But that was a good game. And honestly, I think you're maybe yelling at yourself because of the computer. Because, well, we have to, black's only chance here is f6. So that's the thing that we should be looking at here. Okay. That's what should belong. Because queen c7, you just take on b5 and it's good night Lucy. All right. Well done, David. Next up, we have Lucas Purcell. Let's go Groucho here. And Lucas is way up here, 1557. He's ready to be in the next cohort. He's graduating all the time. Joined. We got a lot of new joiners this week. And let's see here. Now, this might be the actual. That looks like the same one. Uh-oh. Not annotated. So we do need to have an annotation, and at this level you definitely need a game that's longer than 1510. And just to be clear on it, Lucas, I understand maybe you're new here, not so easy, yada yada. This is your training plan. And we go games and analysis, we say play, and at your level, you now need to have a minimum of 45-30. Because you need to, at this level, to be able to think for longer periods of time. That is how your chess will grow. Okay. Beautiful. Next up, we got Blunder and Lightning. And Blunder and Lightning doesn't tell us much. Maybe just join. Lots of new joiners this week. That's fine. 1403. Clubs, nothing. Games, probably nothing. So, Blunder and Lightning, welcome to the dojo. You've been here a month. It's time to put in some games, son. Now, Avocado Lobster is not a newbie here at the dojo. This man is a power user, somebody who has been crushing it. Let's read what he says. My 5th graduation since joining the dojo 22 months ago. What a journey so far. The diet continues to be the same. Play and analyze my weekly club game, do maiden twos. Apart from that, a little bit of rapid, a little bit of some of the other tasks. I only just started simple chess, but will definitely continue with that. And also have a strong wish to dive into Capablanca's endgames. We'll play my first 2 games a day tournament in November, where I am one of the lowest rated players. Looking forward to that, hoping I will not be bleeding too many points. They're worried about you, but otherwise, the Danish Chess League division starts again in November, and I have a rating that makes me play on the secondary team playing in the Kuppenhauen. Did you like that, bud? Kuppenhauen, 2nd division. My biggest issue in my latest tournament has surprisingly been getting into time trouble. So I might need to start working on using less time. But the quest continues. No games with a time usage rating below 2,000. Okay, good. Now, we'll say that I think when a lot of players, let's say you just start chess and you hear about the chess clock, then the first fear that people have is like, oh, I'm going to lose on time. And that's one of the reasons that beginners play too fast. But eventually, you start getting good like Avocado Lobster, you might end up getting a time pressure problem because you enjoy thinking so much. Okay? And so that's one of the, really, I would say, when we really start seeing time pressure problems, maybe more around here, let's say 1,500 plus. Okay, so here we go. This is Avocado Lobster. As you can see, they are doing great. Looking really to be close to 1,600 pretty good, pretty soon. PhD in Oceanography, Numerical Weather Prediction. I remember this profile. Okay, beautiful. He's got his, look at all these goals, dude. Amazing. All right, this is great. Polgar goals. Get Jesse to say, welcome to the dojo. Graduate to the point where I can read and enjoy Talbot Vinnick 1960. That's pretty good. My username is inspired by my then 2-year-old's wish for a costume for the Danish tradition Fastelavn, a mix of Halloween and Cinco de Mayo. Avocado lobster. That's brilliant. Okay, let's see. I think he's in the Danish dojo. Yes, he is. All right. Oh, Amagericans. People playing on Amager. Amager is the densest populated island in Denmark, also known as Shit Island, as it housed the latrine bucket cleanery of Copenhagen in the first half of the 20th century. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm all in. We're going to go Amager. I'm going to look at this on the map because I am ignorant of Amager. Okay, I see it now. I see it, right. It kind of like from a distance, it looks like you're in Copenhagen, but you're actually divided by, let's call it a river or something right there. Okay. All right. It looks like, too, there's some swampy areas. It's also where they got Copenhagen's airport. All right, I'm just gonna park my nose in the Amager Strand Park and see what we got here. See what it looks like. Oh yeah, beautiful. Flat like crazy. Amazing. Okay. Cry. I don't think this is what people want. Well, just give me a second. I'm just enjoying Amager for a second, learning a little bit. I could be a geoguesser, man. I could be geoguesser. And I'm actually, I'm putting the little Google man in the middle of the sea here. Oh, that was no good. Oh, yeah, that worked. Yeah, I bet that water's cold. Out there. Okay, Cry, you have lost your mind. You need to go back. All right, so Søren's in the chat, and he's in the spot I just looked at with Amager Strand. Okay, Cry, get to it. All right, here we got the games. Oh, there's the Amager Championship. Now I know about Amager. I'm all about it. Great, we have really, I think this is the first OTB of the day. And do we have a time? We do. Look at that. So, look at that. So we are just doing great, at least on this game, with the time management. Fantastic. Notice, too, as we get higher, we're looking at a time control with 90 plus 30, right? So a lot longer. Well, I think this has come to be what I think of as the standard time control now. That you get slight variations. Okay, so let's go game review. We'll go over here, TikTok, Snoop. All right. So how to enroll in this training program? Well, if you go to ChessDojo.club, we got a couple other ones that you can use. You just go there, ChessDojo.club, and you will be in there. Not ChessClub.club, fool. It's ChessDojo.club. You can enroll, and also you can start off on the free tier and check out what the site is like from there as well. All right, now we got SB Thorson. Here we go. Beautiful chess so far. Fine. You're doing great. So we have now transposed back into some pretty standard stuff. And now the fancy way for black to play here is D takes followed by B5. That's the fancy way. Your opponent chooses the passive way. And in general, I would say white is a little bit better after E4. But okay, there's nothing wrong with Queen C2. H6, don't like it. So let me just say, at this level, the problem you're going to see with your opponents is not that they draw pieces, but that they hang tempi. I like E4 still, but your move is not bad. Fine. And now you play C takes D5, which I don't know if I like. You say white opens the C file before black can open the E file. But is that true? Why can't black take back with the E pawn? Right? And the real problem with this is called a Carlsbad structure now, is it's unclear how your bishop is going to participate in the game, right? So I think here still you want to play e4, or if you wanted to mellow it out, you could maybe play a rook to the middle of the board first too. Okay, cd5, mistake. Good move. Good move. Maybe that's all they got, but it's a sad thing because you're going to wail on him. And now you have a classic opening advantage. And I like it, what you say. Queen e7, at least black is squirming. It's a terrible position, by the way, because I don't know how you get the queen out of there. But this one, oh, that rook is really powerful. My sense is it's probably over here. a4, I think that's reasonable. So bishop d7, you have a5. Good move. Oh, that's a sad move to make. Good move. Good move. And now he just loses his mind entirely with bishop c8. That isn't it. So one of the things to see about this game is that our hero's opponent isn't hanging pieces, but they haven't been punished yet in their life for play like this, right? They haven't felt the pain of being undeveloped. Good move, great move. Now your bishop is active. Knight b6, I guess. It's hard to know what this guy's supposed to do. And now bishop e2. That is a very subtle move, and he takes for 12 minutes on it. He talks also about f3. If I'm going to put words into his mouth, I think the idea is that black is going to play here, and I don't want to trade off my knight. And so if he does that, I'm going to play knight d3. So that is a pretty cool idea. Now, I'm sure there are other ways to play this position. Right? I think rook c7 right away, for example, looks very strong. With the point that you can't really kick me away, I don't think, because I can take here. So I think that's also available to you. But okay, bishop e2. Good. Good. You're definitely doing great. b6. He talks about knight e4 and b5. f3. Nice move. Nice control. So actually, I just want to say you're playing very good positional chess. And now we go back. Beautiful. 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 Dang, look at this. This is just really good chess here. Rook d8. And now, kind of a surprise here. Bang! Bang! That's what happens when you don't develop your pieces, son. That was a great game. That was a great game. And so actually, maybe I'll use this opportunity to talk about what success looks like on the under 1,000 level, under 1,000 dojo, so that's like 1250 ChessCom, compared to this level. It's about 500 points above 1,000, right? And that is, in the under 1,000 games, you're looking for stealing all the free stuff that your opponent gives you. In these games, for hundreds of points, because that's just what they're going to give you, you are looking to take advantage of the free tempi that these players are going to give you, like this guy did. And when they give you those free tempi, that's when eventually we should be able to find a tactic like this. You notice he didn't hang the piece outright. We had to find a tactic, but the tactic arose because black's position is completely tied up in knots, right? Sweet Blue says clean. Absolutely. Very nice. So that's Avocado Lobster. He is crushing it. And we're going to go back over here. We got three more. First is T-Dref. Not a real graduation. I had a long break from chess, and I'm getting back to my old rating. My next graduation will be my real graduation to a level I haven't been before. I'm sure I'll get there with ChessDojo's excellent tips and book suggestions. I'm going through the entire endgame book from Jeremy Silman. At the moment, I have just been too lazy to log it. Let's just see what's going on with T-Drive here. So he's at 1709. This is not the real graduation, though. He's a Norwegian addicted to chess. Well, okay. Look at all those badges. All these badges. You guys, you don't have to start from the bottom and collect the badges. You know, you start where you are at. All right. So, we'll wait for T-Drev then. Glad to have the super strong players in the program. Next up, we have Mr. Tom. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom's at 1701, joined fairly recently. He's playing in Germany, and there's a big difference between his German rating and his Chess.com rating. Clubs, nothing. Join at least that German dojo, or if you're in Sindelfingen or in Viernheim, you know, join those ones. No games. No games. So we're about to look at Magnus. Hopefully Magnus has a game. If Magnus doesn't have a game, I'll do my rant. If he does have a game, I won't do my rant. Okay, Lichess Classical. Now, very important to note, really we don't allow players into the 2,000 plus cohorts with online ratings. Okay, that's just part of the dojo way. If you are up this far, you should have a real rating. Do we have it so that I don't know, like you should be excluded? In any case, I'm gonna bring this up at the meeting. 2,000 plus only OTB. So it should be that way, but we're still gonna take a look at Magnus here. Very pumped that Magnus is in the program. Very pumped that he has improved this much over his time in the dojo. Now, the other thing I want to stress about being this high is when you are this highly rated and you are really trying to improve, and you're doing it with online games, unless you're like playing in a dojo round robin, these people, they're going to be cheating an extraordinary amount. So a lot of times in my experience, about 40% of the people at this level are going to be cheaters. That's just my experience. Oh, I still haven't said welcome to the dojo for him. I'm sorry. Well, you're going to have to work for that one. Going to have to work for that one. Okay, let's check out Magnus. What's going on with Magnus? He's an ICCF. Okay. So, correspondence, 50 plus. I'm in there. Look how many 50 plus we got. But English Cheddar Federation, ICC, Lichess. For members still playing on the old site. Wow, look at that. 3 people. Kostya, by the way, played like an exhibition match on ICC yesterday against Faustino Oro. And I don't know how he did, but I'm pretty sure he got it handed to him, because if he had won that match, we would have been hearing about it at the dojo. We would have been hearing about how the old man beat the young kid. But I think he probably lost. Anyways, that was on ICC. Now, let's go games. Do we got some games? Nothing. All right, it's time for my rant, and we're going to wrap up the show. So, in my experience of the dojo, players who are strong have a harder time coming to do the work in the dojo. And in particular, the work, what I mean actually, it's not the work, it's the work of playing longer games and analyzing them. And my theory, based on my own personal experience and seeing other people, is that after you've invested a lot of time in the game, it is difficult psychologically to look at your games critically. It's just difficult because you've invested so much, and then looking at the mistakes can really make your skin crawl. And so passing that barrier of a habit of being able to look at it is a barrier for most strong players, everybody really. But it's easier, in my experience, doing this graduation show for years, for beginner players who don't have that much of their ego yet invested in the game of chess yet to be able to look at their games. Okay, Sweet Blue says he got adopted. Welcome to the Not Dojo. Welcome to the kid. Welcome to the kid. All right, I got to do one thing myself here. I did some work this morning myself. How much did you do, bud? I gosh, I'm bad at math here. We're gonna call it, yeah, two exactly. It's 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours. I have to stream the other game that I did, so I'm gonna look for a stream where I go over my games. It's no one likes it, but I got to put them in, and I stream that thing. And what do we have for the week? I'm at 6 hours. You can see there's been a couple weeks. I have a goal for myself of 15 where I've not hit it, and I wrote in my journal this morning. I was like, dude, I really want to hit that 15. I really want to hit that 15. Okay, my friends, that is it for me. We're going to raid somebody. See if there's any questions on the YouTube. Nobody. Great. We will be back next Monday with the graduate show. Usually it's a little longer. The graduate show is. But today we had a lot of people that were new, hadn't submitted a game. We're going to raid Anna Cramling +1. So she's probably collabing or something with somebody. Say hi to her. And I might be back tomorrow morning with some game analysis. We will see. Okay. I can't raid her. I can't raid her at this moment. I don't know why. Something. I don't know. Let's raid somebody else. We are going to raid Bortnick Chess. Bortnick Chess. Boom. That guy, he's in Charlotte. Me and Kosti are going to go hang out in Charlotte Thanksgiving time, so less than a month. We'll be there for the U.S. Masters. It's going to be a very strong event. Hopefully we don't get